can teach, he'll teach. But about money? He says, no, your job is to get a job. I said, but you get a job, earn money. He goes, no, you're supposed to just get a job. Oh, no, 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 no. Isn't the purpose of a job to earn money? He goes, you're correct. Why don't I just learn about money? Job part, you know? He got flustered and he said, if you want to learn about money, why don't you ask your best friend's father about money? And I said, why? That's Mike. So I asked him. It's because Mike's father is an entrepreneur. What are you? He says, I'm a government employee. I went, oh, what's the difference? He says, the difference is an entrepreneur must know about money, but they're no longer entrepreneurs. And he says an employee doesn't have to know anything about money because the government will take care of them, the company will take care of them. All confused. But I took my dad's advice and I trundled over to Mike's father's office and knocked on his door and I said, hey, I'm here, 9 years old. Teach me about money. He says, beat it, kid, you know. But that's where the story of Rich Dad, Poor Dad started. And finally, through persistence, my rich dad started teaching me about money on one condition. And that condition was he would never pay me. He says, the moment I pay you, you think like an employee. He says, that's the trap. Entrepreneurs work for free. And now I'm 9 years old, my head's going cracking in half. He says, you never want a paycheck. You understand that? Okay. He says, well, how do I make money? He says, that's what entrepreneurs figure out. It's like, so how do I learn about money? He got a Monopoly game board. So I would work for free. I'd pick up cigarette butts and he had hotels and restaurants and I would clean and do menial tasks. And as I got older, I started getting into office work and marketing and accounting. And I was an apprentice basically, but I always worked for free. And he about money was playing Monopoly. And finally, one day I got upset. I said, well, when are you going to teach me about money? He says, what do you think we're doing? Playing Monopoly. He goes, no, 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 no. What do you think we're doing? We're playing Monopoly. He says, what do you think we're doing? No, I'm teaching you about money. And then that's when, you have one greenhouse. He says, there's many formulas for great success in money. There's thousands of them, but one of the best ones is found on the game of Monopoly. It still is today. 4 greenhouses, 1-bed hotel. I said, what? He says, one of the greatest ways to acquire great wealth is playing Monopoly in real life. 4 greenhouses, 1-bed hotel. Is that all there is? He goes, that's it. And he says, what do you think I'm doing? And I went, I don't know. So then he took me out and he showed me his greenhouses. And 10 years later, when I was 19, I was now in school in New York, and I come back to Hawaii, and Rich Dad had bought the biggest piece of land smack dab in the middle of Waikiki Beach. And when you go to Waikiki Beach today, you'll see the Hyatt Regency Hotel. That was his hotel.
Good evening, everybody. Good afternoon, wherever you're calling in from. Just a very quick snippet there. I am Miss Maren UK. For those who don't know me, I'm here in the not so sunny Manchester, UK, and I'm definitely excited about the information that you're going to learn today. Just like young Robert Kiyosaki there, who we just watched, he was absolutely dumbfounded when he went and asked what he calls his poor dad in his best-selling book that he wrote, Rich Dad Poor Dad. It's a number one. It's a number one New York Times bestseller. When he had an epiphany and realized what many people still may not have realized today. Basically, we all want to know at some point in our lives, how do you make money, right? How do you make money? Sounds simple enough, but not so many people on God's green earth still don't know how to actually make money. Now, what do I mean? Before I even get started, because this is going to be a masterclass, it's going to be a little bit more detailed today. You're going to get a little bit more then a general overview, and I'm going to show you the money market. I'm going to show you what's done in the money market, and I'm going to show you how you can acquire tools to do just as what we said on the tin, grow money in the money market. So before we even get going, I want you to download this. I want you to download this app. This is a free app on your phone. Let's just pause that. This is a free app hiding on your smartphone in plain sight. Many of you may know or may not know. Most people don't know it's there. Most people are trying to figure out how to make more money, and right there on their phone is a free app that they could have been playing with all this time that turns their phone from a liability into an asset. And it's called MetaTrader 4. So if you are on a Google, not a Google phone, an Android, then you're going to go to Google Play. If you're on an iPhone, you're going to go to your app store, and you may want to bring some people along with you on this journey, because this information definitely is priceless. The information that I'm going to give you today, I only became privy to 4 years ago. But the moment I did, I was unemployable, completely unemployable. There was no way that I was going to be able to go back. I couldn't unknow what I now knew. I knew how valuable my time was, and that exchanging it constantly for an earning was not actually getting me to where I wanted. In fact, at the time when I discovered this information, when I was invited, to get this education for real on how my money works, the same money that I needed, the same money that I didn't have enough of, the same money that I've tried to acquire again and again and again, and still kind of found myself in the same place, right? Robbing Peter to pay Paul. It completely transformed my mind. The word says, be renewed, be transformed even by the renewing of your mind. So prepare for your mind to be completely renewed today. So watch these very simple steps. This is a practical session. You guys can engage with me in the chat. You can type, questions, and you can let me know. Ones is normally a yes when we're on these calls. So let's go ahead and have a look at this, and then we'll be right back.
Access your App Store from your smartphone device. Locate the search area, and in the search space, type MetaTrader 4, as you can see on your screen. Once found, click on the icon near to the top of the screen, alike to the one you see here. Commence the download as you normally would, and once complete, go ahead and click Open. Great, you have successfully downloaded MetaTrader 4. Let's get ready to trade.
Let's get ready to get paid. Let's get ready to, I'm already seeing you guys typing in the chat. Drop 4s in the chat if you downloaded MetaTrader 4. If you guys have downloaded MetaTrader 4, just go ahead and type 4s, and you'll have some time. We're going to get to exactly what this is and how to use it in a moment. But for now, as soon as you've got that, I know it was a little bit quick, but I'm going to ask you guys to go ahead and just drop a 4, so I know it all in the same place. Okie dokie. So when we're talking about this thing called money, most of us don't really have the literacy. We don't really have the literacy. We don't really know, we don't have the competence or knowledge in a specific area. And this area is that area of finances. We go to school, but they don't really teach us, about managing money. They don't really teach us about, how to grow money. And they teach us some very basic things, which we learn throughout our lives and we practice throughout our lives. We learn how to save our money. We learn how to definitely spend it, right? And we learn how to budget, maybe, and we hope that is going to get us further ahead. And we count it, we make expenditure, but there's nothing here. There's nothing here that says increase, nothing here that says grow. So how do we actually make the money? How do we make the money? Now, you can Google all of this stuff. This is the great thing about the information age we're in. And it's got 7 ways. It says 7 ways of how we actually grow money. And one of them says invest. One of them says invest. Now, what's investing? Well, that's a new word. That's not really something that we've learned in schools, right? But I'm sure you've heard of investments. I'm sure you've heard of, different types of investments. So let me break down what an investor is, somebody who invests. That's somebody who basically is able to acquire assets, somebody who is able to make their money make money, right? Somebody who makes their money make money. There is a definition here somewhere. However, we've been taught this. The majority of us being taught how to basically be an employee. And what an employee does, just like Robert Kiyosaki's dad, you know, when he went to his dad asking him, Dad, you know, how do I make money? His dad said, I don't know. He said, but don't you have a job? Isn't your job supposed to help you make money? And he said, no, it doesn't. You know, I work for money. So he was basically saying, how do you make money work for you? You know, how do you give your money a job, right? That's what most of us haven't tapped into. And it's very, very simple why. It's very, very simple why. It's not a surprise if I was to tell you these odds. This is basically what we call a cash flow quadrant. This is how money is being done all around the world by every single person on God's green earth. Let's look at it like right and left, okay? Right and left, okay? So on the left, we see we have employees and self-employees. These people make up the majority of the world. This is the 95%. But over here, there's only 5% of the world's wealth. So the majority of us, just go ahead and type ones in the chat if you're either an employee or a self-employee. Now, self-employees, that's even your career people, like doctors, like lawyers, you know. These are people that have higher earning potential, but don't necessarily have the time to enjoy it. Their time is still based on exchanging it for money. There's no leverage. There's nothing that they can leverage. However, how do we change that? Okay, we're pretty clear on that. We're pretty clear that everything that we've learned up until now, whether we went to public school or private school, which most of us did, they taught us, they were training us. You know, if you wanted to go to the bathroom, you put your hand up and you had to ask, right? They let you know what time you start. They let you know what time your break was. Maybe you're in, you know, employment right now where they're telling you the same thing. Okay, if you want to take time off, you know, if you've got something that's happened in your family, you know, you have to ask. You have to ask, is it okay if? Can I book time off if? So you've been trained to have an employee mindset. It's not, you know, it's by design. Okay, it's not an accident. So now what's happening over here? What's happening over here on the right side? And this is what the masterclass today is going to really tap into. It's going to tap into what only 5% of the world have tapped into. They've learned to leverage. Business owners and investors have learned to have money work for them. Your business owners are people like your Jeff Bezos. Hold tight, Amazon. Those of you who's ever ordered a parcel from Amazon, right? Who's ever had that Amazon Prime coming thick and fast? Drop A's in the chat if you've had an Amazon delivery. I know a delivery just came for me today. Now, Jeff Bezos didn't have to deliver me that parcel. He didn't even have to put the, you know, my label, my address label on the box, right? But I still got it. What he's done is created a system. He's created something that is duplicatable worldwide. It works the same way no matter where it is, and he doesn't have to be present, meaning his money is working whether he is or he isn't. Same with the investor, which is the smartest person in the room, which is definitely a skill that we inside Rich University, which is where we get this elite level of education and information, what a very small percentage of people have had access to for generations. And what the investor is able to do, even when they're sleeping, their money is working for them, right? Their money is making money. So you can probably say that we've come a long way. In the last 10 years, things are changing. You can probably say that some things that we have witnessed, let's what are we in? We're in 2021. So since 2011 till now, things have changed. Okay, the world is definitely going digital. We're in the biggest digital boom of our time. No, at the beginning of this call, you downloaded something on your phone that I said is going to help you within what we're going to talk about today. That's something that's digital. You might think, well, how the heck can something on my phone help me with, you know, any kind of money solution? Well, let's just see what's been happening over the last 10 years. Who knows what this is on the screen? Blockbuster. Who knows what we used to do there? Just drop a 1 in the chat if you're familiar with Blockbuster. Now, if you're a young spring chicken like myself, even though I do know what it is, I used to go to Blockbuster. This is how we used to do film, right? This is how, if we wanted to watch a movie, we would go to the Blockbuster and we would order a movie. Now, how crazy does that sound now? Is there a Blockbuster anywhere where you live? If you want to watch a movie, can you go to the local video store and rent a video? I don't even know if they have red boxes anymore, but they do have a big red letter N that looks like this. Okay. Who knows what this big red letter N stands for? Who knows what this big red letter N stands for? Because this is how film is being done in 2021. No longer are you going to find your VCR. No longer do you have to do, I remember having to rewind to the beginning. We used to press stop and then rewind, like press it a few times and you hear it go like right to the beginning and to check if it's in the right place. Because if you were anything like me, I used to have several films on one VCR. I used to have it long play. Those are the days I really feel like a dinosaur. But on Netflix, yes, on Netflix, you can simply access by live streaming, right? You just log in and everything's there. Can you imagine that at a time when we didn't know what this was? 10 years ago, there was no Netflix, you know, and they went and pitched their idea to Blockbuster. Now, Blockbuster were dominating at the time and they laughed at Netflix because they couldn't even see, they couldn't fathom how film could be digitalized. They were like, absolutely not. You know, they were offered a very conservative sum compared to what Netflix is worth now to purchase Netflix. And they said, absolutely not. And a year later, Blockbuster were bankrupt. Now, just to kind of show you even further to that, we're talking about the world going digital. Who knows what these were or are? Who knows what this is? So this is literally, you can see a pattern here forming. This, yes, is a CD, a compact disc. That's how we used to listen to music, guys. For those young teeny boppers who might think that this is some kind of alienated flying saucer, no, this is what I used to go to HMV on a regular basis for. I used to enjoy going through the booklet. I remember getting the Mary J. Blige album. I remember getting the TLC albums. I remember opening up those booklets and, you know, reading through. But today, if you want to listen to music, you might be more familiar with this. Now, what's this funny green circle? I don't even have to write the names here because there was a time where I built up a really good CD collection. And when this person came into town, Spotify, they didn't write me any letters. They didn't send me a telegram. They didn't tweet me to say, by the way, Miss Moran, you know, your CD collection is gonna be completely useless and you're gonna have to rebuy all your music online, because both, not just film has gone digital, but also music has gone digital. This is what is happening in the world. Things are changing, things are moving. We're in the biggest digital boom of our time. Enter Exhibit A. Enter Exhibit A. Now, what's this, guys? This is something that exactly what we were talking about at the beginning of this call, how to make more of it, okay? The moolah, the dinero, you know, that was the Great British Pound. This is the US dollar. We will all want to know how to make more of this, right? But what if I told you that the future of money is also digital? That the future of money is also digital? If that's the case, just following the history, then guys, can you tell me what this is? Can you tell me what this is? Because this right now is booming. This right now is absolutely taking the world by storm. Just yesterday, Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla, spent 1.5 billion of those paper, you know, this what we're familiar with money, to buy Bitcoin. Who knows what Bitcoin is? Who has got any clue what Bitcoin is? And I'm only going to touch on this lightly because today it's a FRX masterclass. But what many don't know is that Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, is also related to Forex. And I'm going to connect the dots for you really easy. But just to give you a very quick education, Bitcoin is 11 years old, okay? It's a cryptocurrency. So just like CDs no longer exist, and oh well, they exist, but they're just, you know, we're not really doing CDs, we're doing it digitally. This is the digital version of money. This is digital money, and it was worthless 11 years ago. In fact, less than a penny would have got you one whole Bitcoin. Well, guess how much it's worth today, guys? We're actually at all-time high territories. Oh Lord, it's going back up again. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Today, one whole Bitcoin is actually $46,911. Guys, that means if you were to buy a Bitcoin or buy a piece of a Bitcoin, because you don't have to buy a whole one, as it increases, your money also increases. So we don't realize that this is what's happening with our money, guys, in the bank. When you put your money in the bank, you expect to get maybe interest, maybe you've got a, a savings account, maybe you've got an ISA or a 401k. And as maybe things are happening, in the world, stocks and things like that, maybe your 401k increases, your pound, your value, the dollar, maybe it increases, but you know that right now, it's probably the worst economical time ever. And even though you've got the same £20 note, the same $10 bill in your pocket, your spending power is decreasing. Inflation is like 13% a year. That means $100 today can buy you way less than $100 10 years ago. So money is definitely losing its value. Whereas digital money is increasing in value. So you might think 46 is a lot, and it is a lot for one Bitcoin. It is a lot. But do you know that Citibank analysts are saying by the end of the year that one Bitcoin would be worth $300,000 for one Bitcoin? That was only worth less than a penny 11 years ago. Guys, there's no real estate property. There's no 401k. There's nothing you could have invested in the last 10 years that has increased this much. In fact, just this year alone, we've seen it go from an all-time high of 30k on January 1st to today, February 9th. I've just told you, it's about to hit 47k again. That's 60% increase. Add whatever you have, don't have to type it in the chat, please don't. Whatever you have in your bank right now, just add 60% to it. And imagine if that was in a digital wallet, which is where we put our Bitcoin. Imagine the amount that you'd have right now. You don't even have to imagine. You can just do a simple mathematical equation. And it goes on and it goes on, okay? You've probably seen so much social proof. There's so things all around us. Look, here you go, JP Morgan. These are all reputable outlets. So reputable, we give them our money to hold, right? We give them our money to hold. President Biden, he's just elected Ripple board members. Ripple is another digital currency. Why would he be going to the experts of digital currency and adding them to his cabinet? I wonder why. And I wonder why also, and this is the urgency, and we're not really teaching on Bitcoin today, but just to give you a bit of background, I'm going to take you to the market where Bitcoin actually lives. I'm going to take you to the money markets and have a very short masterclass on a few things. But countries all around the world, UK, US, they're actually blocking their residents from purchasing Bitcoin. If you don't currently have Bitcoin, it's becoming harder and harder for you to set up a wallet and to buy. They're blocking people out because they don't govern it. They don't own it, guys. But what do they own? They own the money, right? They do own the money. So today, I'm going to give you a very quick journey inside the #1 digital academy in the world. This is the I Am Mastery Academy that we, Rich University, are directly partnered with. And just like those 5%, those 5%ers who have learned how to leverage, who have got education and information, which put them in positions to multiply their money without, putting their time, exchanging their time for it. This is exactly what now you can also have access to through the #1 digital currency academy globally, 7 years running, owned by somebody called Christopher Terry, who actually was a Wall Street guy with 30 years of experience. So this is an amazing debt-free company that is now in over 120 countries, and it has FRX academies. It has HFX academies. It has DCX academies, ECX. What are these words? Well, e-commerce, that's online selling, drop shipping. DCX, that's your cryptocurrency, your Bitcoin, your Litecoin, your Ethereum. HFX, that's money in minutes, that's people who are making money in 1 to 3 minutes. But I'm going to start at the beginning today. This is a Forex masterclass, and I'm going to give you a sneaky peeky first of all. What is Forex? Who knows what Forex actually is? Has anybody heard of Forex? We have a full curriculum which actually shows the beginner, the person at ground zero. You see, 4 years ago, if you would have said Forex to me, I would have thought you meant 4XL, like the size of a man's t-shirt. Many of you might hear the word Forex and think, is that got to do with something for my ex? Is that what Forex is? Well, it's a simple acronym, guys, for foreign exchange. And as you can see, you have access to on-demand videos that are going to teach you, exactly what Forex is. So this is about to be the start of our masterclass. I hope you guys have a pen and a paper handy, and because you're going to learn some interesting terms today, and you're also going to be able to try this out. So sit back and watch. This is Forex Basic 101.
Welcome to the IM Mastery Academy for Forex. In this course, we'll be talking about what is FRX. Forex can be professionally abbreviated as FX or FRX. This basically is the short term for foreign exchange. It is the official trading market where one can exchange different currencies across the globe. As many countries are backed by their own banks, this allows citizens to use a currency which, in turn, creates an economy. The better an economy thrives, the stronger that currency can become. When anyone travels to other countries, they can participate in the foreign exchange market manually by simply exchanging their own native currency for the one they are visiting. As decades passed, the internet grew worldwide, and Forex found its way online, where traders from any place on Earth could trade currencies digitally, turning over profits from the comfort of their own homes. To give you an idea as to the size of the Forex market, the London Stock Exchange, on average, will trade daily around $7 billion US. The Tokyo Stock Exchange will trade roughly around 18 billion, and the New York Stock Exchange can trade about $22 billion daily. Forex, on the other hand, averages trades of over $5 trillion every single day. It is, without doubt, the largest and most liquid market in the entire world. So, let's review. Forex is the market where all the money in the world is being exchanged in real time through currencies. And because of this very particular type of market, Forex attracts many types of investors who see a vast array of opportunities which can create a lucrative career trading within this exchange. The Forex market opens every Sunday, 5 p.m. New York Eastern Standard Time, and ends every Friday, 5 p.m. New York Eastern Standard Time. A key word to remember in this course is geopolitical factors. Geopolitical factors are all factors relating to the resources of world nations. Rivers, mountains, minerals, gas, oil, labor forces, population, politics, and religion, for example, are such factors. It is all these critical components undergoing dramatic changes at once greatly affects every currency, allowing opportunity for any investor to capitalize on it. It is important to understand that Forex is a very powerful market, and with great power comes great responsibility. Through the continuing education of the IM Mastery Academy, you can learn step by step about the Forex market and how to properly respect and trade from within it on your own. It will take time to fully understand. Yet, if you commit right now to at least 10 minutes of learning a day, that's at least one video, you can see results. Hundreds of thousands have already financially changed their lives for the better because they made that choice. This concludes our course.
Wow. Wow, how interesting. Someone just dropped ones in the chat. If now, after watching that video, you have a little bit more of an understanding of what Forex is. So just a quick recap. Forex is the exchange of two currencies, right? It's the exchange of two currencies. Now, it's the money market. It's where all the money in the entire world lives. So you might want to, make notes, because we hear these words and they sound intimidating. They sound like jargon when you don't know what they are. But the truth is that we all contribute to the Forex market, okay? If we are buying something online, if we're putting our money in the bank, if we're going on holiday, that's all Forex. It's just money moving in the markets. Think of it like this. Every single time an exchange is made, someone is paid, right? Every single time an exchange is made, someone is paid. Well, how can this somebody be you? How can this somebody be you? You heard that there are markets like, the stock exchange. There are markets like the Wall Street. I'm sure you've heard of all these different markets. And just to be clear, because people want to know, okay, well, what's the difference between stocks and what's the difference between Forex? Well, we know stocks is an investment. You know, stocks is something, a company, or, you know, you take a share in something that you want that thing to do well. So if you were invested in a Netflix, which you can invest in, if you were invested in, you know, anything like whatever the things we spoke about this evening, Spotify, Zoom, all these different companies, you want those companies to go up in value. And as they go up in value, so does your money, so does your investment. Where Forex works a little bit different. You see, we buy when it's low and we sell when it's high. We buy when the market is low, which is what you do with all investments, what you do in business, what you do in the streets, right? If something's cheap, you buy it, right? You want to get the best price. But what you need to show you guys right now is that you can actually sell. You can sell when the market is high, and when the market drops, you actually make money. So it's actually a win-win situation. We just have to figure out, okay, well, do we want to buy or do we want to sell? So I want to show you some tools, but even before I show you the tools and get into the masterclass, at the beginning of this, you downloaded one of the tools. You downloaded MetaTrader 4, remember? MetaTrader 4. So before we even get into that, I wonder if I have somebody out there that will share my screen. I didn't even prep this next person for this, but I know, you know, as a leader inside our rich community, that he's always ready. And he's someone very close to me because he's actually my dad. We call him Mr. A inside the community. And he's been taking part in the foreign exchange market for the last year inside this space. And one of the tools that I'm going to show you today, I would say is one of his favorite tools, the harmonic scanner. Mr. A, I know you were expecting this. I know you were expecting this, but are you able to unmute? Are you out there? Hopefully you can unmute. I'll just give you a request to unmute. You see, Mr. A has got 35 years experience in the legal field. So he's definitely, you know, one of those business owners. He's done some amazing. Oh, there you go. Can you hear Mr. A?
Yeah, hi, good evening, everybody. How are you doing?
Good evening.
You have to excuse me, because I've got this, talking about advancements in technology. I've got this new laptop, and it's just crashing all the time. And for some reason, it doesn't seem to believe I've got a camera anymore. So,
no problem. Yeah. We're low tech, high check here at Rich U. And the reason why I called on you, Mr. A, because about to do this masterclass and have a look at some of the tools inside the I Am Mastery Academy. I just wanted to kind of ask you a few things, and then I don't know if you are able to share your phone screen because we want to also put a trade in. But I wanted to get your take on the Forex market because I know it's something that you've now been involved in for about a year inside this community. You can tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do and why you got involved in this space first and foremost.
Gosh, what do I do? I think some people always asking that question. No, I'm a lawyer. I'm classically kind of trained lawyer. Been practicing for over, 35, 36 years now. Specializing in employment law, so all of those dismissal, discrimination type cases. And it's work that I love. It's not a profession that I ever wanted to leave or anything like that. It's a blessing. It's a blessing.
And tell us about your kind of experience in the Forex market and why you basically said yes to being rich, and kind of your take on the tools and the offerings what we're about to show tonight.
The Forex market. Well, firstly, it's a market that I never intended to get involved in. You know that. Just to kind of explain to everyone, this is my daughter. She got into this market, 4 years ago, something like that. I sense that you probably always had designs on me joining. I wasn't the slightest bit interested. I really wasn't. Then the idea of sitting around looking at a chart to make money, even if it was going to be loads of money, just did not interest me. Because like I say, I'm a lawyer. It's what I enjoy doing. I've run other businesses, which, are kind of, I'd say more, more kind of practical than trading to some extent, you know, where I get my hands dirty in a shop, or, you know, I was renting out a house, me and my wife rented out a house, I hired out a taxi, all that kind of stuff. So it was very much down to what I call down to the ground business opportunity. But this, it just seemed like it was away with the fairies. And when you started doing it, I thought, okay, love my daughter to bits, but there she is on another one of her projects. Let her get on with it and leave me alone.
So how did we go from that to one of the tools, our staple product, guys, one of the flagship tools? Like I said, the banks are the biggest participants in the foreign exchange market. So, you know, when we put our money there, they don't keep the money there. They actually take the money out and they put it in investments. They use tools like the harmonic scanner, which is $1 million banking software. And as you can see, it's telling us we have an average of 200 trades a week, and we have educators, live educators that train us on these tools. And this is Mr. A's favorite tool. Let's pull it up. And did it come up just there? It looks very scary. It looks like Japanese geometry, right? And, you know, like my dad said, and like, you know, like I'm definitely not the chart girl. So what did you first think of, Mr. A, when you saw this? Like, when you first saw the scanner, like, what went through your mind?
Well, so I looked at this and I thought, every single thing I've ever thought about Forex, that it's about right. That chart, it didn't scare me. It just was something that I didn't want to ever have a relationship with. It's that simple.
And what do you call this tool now? You've got a very unique name for it.
Well, I call it the money machine. It's literally a machine that does nothing else than make money for people. So, you know, that's what it is. If it's used correctly, like any machine, if you put in the right coordinates, understand, you know, enough about how it works, then it will make money for you. So it's a money making machine.
So I'm actually going to show you, and if Mr. A, he's going to share his phone screen, he's going to have EUR USD at the top. We're going to put in a trade, just a free basing trade, and then I'm going to actually show you how a tool like this, that looks like Japanese geometry, right? Look how scary this is. Looks like an ECG. Like, what is this, right? I'm going to show you how this can actually be a money machine. I'm going to show you that this is as simple as copying and pasting, and why it's the flagship tool, and why the banks are using this every single day to trade your money. So those of you, hopefully you've downloaded MetaTrader 4, MT4, MetaTrader 4. We did it at the beginning. Let's see if I'll just pull it back here so you can see what it looks like. So we went to the App Store. See, where does it say the words? So what you want is MetaTrader 4. It looks like this. So we're going to go ahead and share that now. Let me know when you're ready, and I'll stop the share here, Mr. A. And what we're going to,
I'm ready anytime you're ready.
Oh, awesome. So what we're going to do, we're actually going to put a physical trade in. Like, this is real. This is like live in living color. You got a free app, and I'm going to show you how it works. And today I'm actually even going to do a little bit more and explain how you can connect that to the tools inside our academy so that you can get more accuracy. So this is what you will see. It will actually might look simple. If you put it on the simple view, and this is just 2 different viewpoints, this is what you will see on your screen. This is what you will see on your screen. You're going to see some ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, shapes and colors. Somebody just dropped 4s in the chat. If this is what you can see on your screen, there's a load of numbers, a load of letters, and some blue and some red, right? If I told you that actually all you need coming out the gate is to know your ABCs, 1, 2, 3 shapes and colors to actually work this thing. Now you're probably thinking, look, I've downloaded some great apps in my phone. I've got, you know, what's that one where you pop the bubbles all day, the jewel one. I can't remember what it's called now. You know, you've got all these different games. How about if I told you this is a game that you can do very, very easily with those basic, you know, literacy skills? And I'll prove it to you. So at the top, I know Mr. A's is the second one, but at the top, what you will see is EUR USD. EUR USD. That's just letters. You doesn't have to know what it means. Just drop a 1 if you guys can see. You might be on the phone, so I appreciate you might not be able to drop the 1s. Okay, so what I want you to do, I just want you to tap that. I just want you to tap it. And when you tap it, what you're going to see are some options pop up, just like have popped up on Mr. A's screen. Now, the first one, if you are on an iPhone, says trade. If you are on an Android, it will say new order. Now, just go ahead and tap either new order or trade, because we are going to enter a trade. That's exactly what we're going to do. Perfect. Now the next screen, we see, remember I said ABCs, we already did that. We pressed EUR USDs. Now shapes and colors, right? We see 2 rectangles, blue button buy, red button sell. So just to make this even more simple, do you know that even that mad triangle with its, you know, very boogeyman looking self, there's only 2 things that we can do inside the foreign exchange market. Inside the largest financial market in the world, you can only buy or sell. Remember, we buy low, sell high, right? So you've got a 50-50 chance of getting it right or wrong. So let's just hit buy. Let's just hit the blue button buy and see what happens. Now you've hit that button, pop, you hear a noise, right? And just like that, you guys have just actually entered a $6.7 trillion a day market. Whether you know why or what, you followed simple instructions, you bought because I said buy, right? And now you're in. Now the numbers are moving. They move red, they move blue. And as you can see, the longer you wait, they continue to move. Guys, this is what people are doing every single day to make profit. People have got the education and the information right now. Oh my gosh, 50 cents, 60 cents, it went to 70 cents. Do you know that the average salary in the UK is 34,500 a year? That breaks down to 34 pence every minute. And in less than a minute, you already doubled that salary. You're already making over 70K a year. If you did this every single day, you've already beat the banks. You've beat the average salary, guys. You guys are traders. So let's get out, because I'm getting too excited. Like, this is literally money in minutes, right? Money in minutes. So how do we get out? Just like what Mr. A just did, you press and hold that same EUR USD. Now you're going to see some more options, and one will say close. So just go ahead and tap on close. So now what happens is that you come to a final screen. This is your final decision in case you did it by accident. And now you can choose. It says, do you want to close with profit? Or it might say, do you want to close with loss? And until you press this, you will still be in that money market. But if you've got the money that you want, then you'll just take the money and run. Oh, don't worry. I'm going to show you about TP and SL, Miss Ashley. You already know too much. Sounds like you're already rich. So just go ahead and tap that. Just go ahead and tap the orange banner. And just like that, you just entered and exited your first foreign exchange trade. You are a Forex trader. Give yourself a round of applause. What an amazing achievement. Thank you so much, Mr. A. You have been an amazing help, the glamorous assistant, really showing us exactly how simple it is. Guys, in a few minutes, you just did what only 5% of the world have access to. What you just did is break the chain. You broke the rules. You were taught to exchange your time for money, and right there, your money was working for you. You see how hard it was working? You see how it went negative, it went positive, it was working. Now, how do we do that more often? How do we do that more often? Remember, we've got a whole academy here. We've got a whole academy. Now, I'm going to teach you 3 words. So write these all down. Some of them will be familiar and some of them won't, okay? So when we are trading in the Forex market, we've identified that you can buy or you can sell. But there's 3 other points that we can add so that we can have more accuracy in our trades. The first one, which you might be familiar with, is price, okay? Price action. So you can actually set a price, okay, for when you want to buy, when you want to sell. So when you buy something in real life, you buy it at the best price, right? No matter what it is, whether it's a pair of Louboutins, you want to get the best price for them, right? The lowest price, okay? If you were selling your house, you want to sell it at the highest price, right? So price matters. Price matters. It's exactly the same in the Forex market. Every single buy and sell order that we do, we want to get it at the best price. If we're buying, we want to get it at the lowest price. So this is nothing different than how we live our lives. You want to buy cheap. You always want to buy cheap. buy low. Buy low. And if you're selling something, maybe you're selling, you know, some old trainers, or you're on eBay, you know, just selling household goods, you want to get the highest price, right? When you're selling, you always want to sell at the high. Sell at the high. Write that down. You want to sell at the high and you want to buy at the low. Say buy when it's low and sell when it's high. We buy when it's low and we sell when it's high. Now this is going to be maybe a new word. This might be a new word. So there's another thing that we do inside the Forex market, and that is take profit. That is take profit. We take our profits. So it sounds simple. It sounds simple. So we've got a price. That's where we buy it. But now we want to know where we're getting out. See, what we just did was freebasing. We just entered and exited. We didn't have any rules. We just were winging it. But we don't gamble, okay? We take very educated decisions based on the academy, everything that it tells us, right? Okay, so taking our profit, that is going to be another number, right? Another price. So just let's have an example. If you were selling your house, you might have 3 offers on that house. So maybe your house is worth 100,000, right? But you want to get a bit more for it. So maybe you've got one offer at 110,000. Maybe that's where most of your offers are, because it's closer to it's closer to what you bought it. Okay. This is just very simple. I'm not saying this is a realistic example, but just very simple. But then you might have less offers at 120,000, but a bit more risky, but you've got offers. You still got take profit offers. Or you might just have 1 or 2 take profit offers at, say, 150K. Okay. So you've got 3 offers to take your profit. So just remember that example, because that is something very similar to how we do Forex. And the last word that I'm going to teach you guys today is the word stop loss. The word stop loss. Okay. This is where you want to stop your loss. Okay. This is as low as you want to go. So let's think about that same house. Let's think about that same house. Maybe you've got a cutoff point. So as much as you're willing to lose on that house, maybe it's 90K, maybe it's 80K. Well, anything lower than that, take me out. The deal's off the table. The deal is out. So that is where that's the lowest you're willing to go. So you're not going to be in profit, but you're taking a small loss compared to, you bought it for 100 grand. So if you take the 90 grand, then you've only lost 10, right? Instead of losing the whole entire house, right? And not making anything on it. Just drop ones in the chat so far if you understand those 3 terms: price, stop loss, and take profit. Price, stop loss, and take profit. You can make probably a rhyme out of these things. So I'm going to show you something real quick before I get into some of the tools. But guys, you've already learned so much. You've already learned what the Forex market is. You've already learned how to buy and how to sell. You've learned the app that you make all the transactions in. And you've even taken profit, whether you know what's happened or not. But I'm going to show you a few more things that we learn, because you don't realize how much knowledge that you actually know about this market, because you're always participating. Oh, I don't want that one. We've already watched that one. Oopsie daisy. 1 second, guys. I just closed the whole thing down.
Welcome to the IM Mastery Academy for Forex. In this course, we'll be talking about what we want to
look at, and this is something that you guys will have access to. This is like on-demand learning, so you can see buy versus sell. It's telling you so many different things, but we're talking about stop loss. So I want to just show you really quickly 2-minute videos. 2 minutes. Who's got 2 minutes to invest in themselves? 2 minutes to show themselves how to grow money. Watch the short video on stop loss.
Academy. In this video, we're going to be covering what is a stop loss. A stop loss is by far one of the most important things a trader can utilize to be able to protect the assets that are inside of their account. Whenever you begin trading, it's important that you always put a stop loss on each and every single trade that you jump into in the Forex market. The reason being is because you can never guarantee a win inside of the market. So if the trade ever decides to go against you, something that you did not anticipate, you can risk losing all of your money if you don't have a protective stop. Let's run through some examples inside here in the market. We're looking at this market right here. Let's say a trader would like to put in a sell by market execution, meaning that a trader is going to sell right now and they're expecting the trade to come down so that way they can make money. Now, as long as the trade goes into their direction, they are A-OK. They're in profit and they're happy. However, what ends up happening when the trade starts to go against you and the trade starts to going in an upwards direction? You're going to start losing money. Now, what would you guys rather do? Only lose a certain percentage of your account by placing a protective stop, or would you rather lose all of your money if the trade continues to rise up and then continue in a direction that you did not anticipate? It obviously makes the most sense to only lose a certain percentage of your account. This is why protective stops are very, very important, because they allow a trader to live another day. So always remember, anytime you're going to get into a market, whether placing a pending order or a market execution, always put a stop loss on your account that's going to allow you to live to trade another day if it ever hits that stop. You should never be trading more than 2% of your account at any single given time, and continue to compound your account so that way you can see a long-term career of success and profitable trading. With that being said, this concludes our video on stop losses. Remember to...
Wow. How simple was that? So you saw very visually in a couple of minutes how you can actually protect your investment. I know you hear a lot of people saying the risk of this. Now, guys, everything in life has risk. Everything in life has a risk. And let me tell you, inside of the Forex market, what you learn at the IM Academy, the #1 digital academy in the world, is how to manage your risk. That's actually the secret sauce of trading, managing your risk. And let me show you again, because now you've got a taste. Now you've got a little bit more of an understanding, right? You've got more insight. You've seen the tool where you have the transactions. You've also learned a few new words. Now imagine how powerful you would be if you had all these different weapons right here that were different strategies, where people who already have the knowledge, people who have already paid hundreds of thousands and, worked on Wall Street and, they know all the answers. They sit in front of the charts and all they did is send them to your phone. Guys, you have all these different things when you are a part of the Rich University. You have vibrato. Is this bringing it up at the bottom? Let's just move this down. There you go. These are just words to you right now, but just think of them, as every time you add something on, you add on more money. It's showing you the amount of trades. I mean, it says 10 a week, but it's more like 10 a day. There's so many on there. Plus inside there, they've got multiple different strategies. Gold Cup. Who likes Gold Cup? Our #1 digital product on the platform. I might show you this one instead of the scanner, because this one you can actually download it. And then you want the login details, all you're going to do is go back to who invited you so you can get access to these tools. Well, they have so many, right? They have so many. And we also have tools. Not today is the Forex Masterclass, but we have something called higher frequency. Very, very fast moving trades. The thing is, people don't really have patience in life. So this is perfect for those people who have no patience. Very, very high frequency trading. Digital Academy, our digital currency academy. Look at all the apps that we have right now. For those of you who are doing our $200 crypto challenge, you will see that we just got another Bitcoin alert, or was it Ethereum alert, that just came in. We are doing very well with that challenge, but we'll show you that on Thursday on our DCX class. And we have our ECX Academy, and we also have an International Business Academy, okay? And they all have some unique tools. So let's just look at the scanner, because that's the one I pulled up. Mr. A spoke about it. You've seen it. It looks really scary. And I'm going to give you literally the harmonic scanner in 60 seconds, right? the harmonic scanner in 60 seconds. The great thing is that today, this is a free insight. This is a free masterclass. Oh, look at this one. It's perfect as well. All I did was refresh it. And what it does, like Mr. A said, it's a money machine. And the ones that are ready to go right now, they show at the top. They show at the top. What do I mean the top? Well, I've refreshed it. And here at the top, it says, remember the letters? I said, all you need to know is ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, shapes and colors. And like Mr. Ace just said, we have a masterclass tonight from one of the live educators, Manny, the guy's voice who you heard. Once you are actually enrolled in 1 hour, we have an introduction to trading 101, where you can actually learn in a little bit more depth. You can ask questions. We do everything as a family. You know, we hold your hand, we go step by step, but I'm literally going to give you a 5-minute breakdown. But for all those who are already ready, you know, let me just tell you what the keyword is, the cheat code. If you're ready to move right now, if you said, you know what, I don't understand it all, you know, I don't get it all, but I mean, I saw the money moving on my phone. I know how long and how hard I work for money. I know I'm constantly robbing Peter to pay Paul, and I just need a way out. I just need something, you know, and, you know, sometimes seeing is believing, but sometimes in 60 seconds, right? How this works. So let me tell you what this is telling me right now. Obviously, I've been in the academy and I've learned the rules. You know, I've been playing the game with the wrong rules before the academy. Now I've learned the right rules, and that's what you're here for. This is telling me that this is the Australian dollar versus the New Zealand dollar, and it's telling me that it's ready to sell. It's telling me the price to sell at. It's telling me where I can take my profits. Remember, price, take profit. And it's also telling me where to take my loss. What are you talking about, Maren? All I see is squiggly lines, red and blue, and a triangle. First of all, forget all that. You don't even have to look, you don't even have to look at that. I'll even make this really big. Make this really big. No one cares about what happened before. That's basically a story. That's what happened before you got here. That is the algorithmic pattern that basically said, okay, this setup, this is ready for you to make some money. So we just look at the D. We just look at the D. The D is the entry point. D, entry. When I say you guys are getting more than this is what we do every week on Monday Night Live, FYI. So, you know, team members, new team members that are on, you definitely going to be ahead of the game for our Monday Night Live class. But anyway, you enter at the D. What are you entering? Well, there's a price, guys. I want you to write this down. Monday Night Live in full effect, right? I want you to write down, first of all, I want you to write AUD, NZD, and write the word sell. So on your paper, I told you this was a masterclass. Write down AUD, NZD, write the word sell. Then underneath that, I want you to write entry price. Entry price. And I want you to write this number, 1.06869. 1.06869. And hopefully you're writing it down, because I'm going to need your help. Yeah, we're helping each other. I scratch your back, you scratch mine, right? I'm going to need that number from you in a minute, because I want to make some money on this too with you. So then I want you to write down another word underneath that, which is stop loss. Stop loss, that new word that we learned. And the number I want you to write down is 1.06924. 1.06924. Thank you so much, Miss Joanna UK, in the chat there, helping us out. And then now I want you to write down one more number. We'll just write down one number, but I'm going to explain a little bit about these numbers and why there's more than one. And I'm just reading here, guys. If you saw, the first thing I read was stop loss here, where it said stop by the red. I read entry. I read that number. Now I'm reading this number that says TP1. Remember what take profit? Remember that word take profit? Remember I said you can get free offers on your house. So for this trade, it's giving us free offers. It's giving us a take profit 1, which is, that's the only one we're going to write down, because just like the first offer on the house, that's the closest to the price, the asking price, there's probably going to be more people that are going to give us, you know, as close to the asking price as possible. But the more money, the further away the second take profit and the third take profit, it's just less likely. We can still maybe get those offers. We'll make more money, but it's less likely. Okay. Giving you a new example today. I know all my rich UK members are used to me doing my London to Manchester or New York to Florida or whatever example, but I'll save that for the members, right? You can get my cheesy jokes. Okay, so I want you to write down take profit 1, take profit 1, and I want you to write 1.06731. 1.06731. Perfect. So I'm gonna Mr. A, if you get ready to share your screen with me in 1 second, and I'm just gonna let you know why I know this is a sell, right? I'm gonna let you know why I know this is a sell. So let me make it a little bit closer again. So what you can see is the entry up here, right? Is high. The entry is high. Higher than what? What do you mean high? Well, the entry is higher than where the profits are. So this up here, D, is at the top, and the take profits are at the bottom. We said we sell when it's high, right? So the price is high. To get to the next price, we've got to go lower. To make it even easier, we've got a nursery rhyme, okay? We say, well, it's the other way around because we start with the buy. We say what do you say? When the blue is in the sky, it's a buy. And these are the blue. These are the blue. So when they're in the sky, right now they're not in the sky, they're in the well. They're at the well. They're at the bottom. God, this is not going so great. When the blue is in the well, it's a sell. When the blue is in the well, it's a sell. So they're in the well, you've got to go down. If you're here at the D, price, entry price, you have to move down to make the profits, right? Don't worry, this is literally, you guys are heads probably exploding. This is a lot of information in one class, but I just always want to try and give as much value. I know some people have different learning curves. So what if it was the other way around? Let's find one really quickly. Here we go. So here's where the blue's in the sky. So look, the D's at the bottom. Let's make it a little bit like this. The D is at the bottom, and look, the blue numbers, those blue numbers here, the take profits are above, meaning to go from the entry to make the profit levels. This is your money. This is the price that you want. You're going to have to go up. So you buy low. The price is cheap. It's 104.46. The first profit is 104.93. The second one's 105. So money's going up. So that's just a really quick way of explaining how we know it's a buy or a sell. But by the by, you get so much education. You get educators, which that will be the last thing that I show you. But now we're going to put this trade in. You're actually going to put in AUD NZD. Now, I don't know if that comes with the default account. It should do. Hopefully it does. If you go ahead and share your screen, Mr. A, we'll have a look and see if AUD NZD. If you guys who have just downloaded, who are new to the masterclass, you let us know if you can see on your screen AUD NZD. AUD NZD. So remember, it's all about letters, shapes, and colors. ABCs 1, 2, 3 shapes and colors. So you can see Mr. A has all these different quotes, they're called. This is your quote screen. This is like your money shop. Okay, think of yourself like one of them bureaus. You've got all these to choose from. So what he did is he scrolled down his list and he found AUD NZD. Now I want to make sure for the guests on the line, I know you're quiet, I know you're shy. I want to make sure, please drop a 1 if you've been able to locate AUD NZD, because if not, I can show you how to get it. Because the numbers that we got from the money machine, the boogeyman looking harmonic scanner, gave us specific answers, specific numbers for AUD NZD. So I'm just going to assume that all of you have got this. This is going to be some money for you guys for real. So hopefully, okay, so let's just go ahead and hit trade. So we do exactly what we did before. We find AUD NZD and we hit trade. Now look, guys, we've got some very different, well, no, we're not some very different. We've got 2 other options on the screen. We've got stop loss and we've got take profit. Stop loss and take profit. We didn't touch that before, but let's see what we can do with those. So somebody unmute. Somebody unmute. Let me allow you guys to unmute. And let us know what number that you have for stop loss. What number do we have for the stop loss? Remember the numbers that we wrote down that you were helping me with? Because we're all in this together, guys. This is what we do. We help each other make money. So what was the stop loss? What was the number that we wrote down next to stop loss? You guys remember? Don't all shout at once. You like are a shy
Miss.
Hey,
Miss
Ashley.
UK.
Hey.
I think the numbers was 1.21187 and the other one was 1.21193.
Was it? Let me see.
Yeah, stop loss was 1.06924.
Okay. Yeah, those are the numbers. So
Oh, I got it wrong. Sorry.
no problem. I'm just so glad that you were contributing, because I know we're in these charts. So the number that we just wrote down, we're going to write it down in the space. So if you guys are on an Android, what you're going to see, instead of the word stop loss and instead of the space, you're going to see a red line. And I want you to write this number on the red line. If you've got an iPhone, it's going to look just like the screen. And when you tap in, delete the numbers that are already there and put in 1 point. Where's it gone? 06924. Then now we've still got the take profit. So we've let it know that that's where we're going to stop our loss. Okay. Any losses is stopped there. Now our take profit 1, which is the one that we chose. This is the easiest one, the quickest one. Okay. That's 1.06731, and that would go on the green line if you are on an Android. Ooh, look at Ethereum go, boy. Well, okay, sorry, just getting distracted there. Yes, we also can trade crypto. It's very exciting. Right, okay, so now what was this? Was it a buy or was it a sell? We identified that it was high, right? And everything else was below it. So we're going to hit sell. We're going to hit sell because we know that we want the market to move down, which means we want to sell this trade. That's what the scanner told us. We didn't guess. So go ahead and hit sell. So now you've got some numbers. If you just tap and open that up, Mr. A, you can see that now where it says SL, there's a number there. There's a number. That's a price. Where it says TP, there's another number. Guys, what you've just done is called set it and forget it. Set it and forget it. You don't have to watch this. You don't have to have high blood pressure. You don't have to worry about what's happening and bite all your nails. You can rely. You've just learned from the experts' knowledge. So now, yes, everything always starts red. Just that everything starts red. Your brokers get their money off the top. And as you can see, quite quickly, it's already moving into profit. Now, we didn't have to do hours and hours of research for this. We didn't have to draw squiggly lines. We simply copied some numbers and pasted them. You don't even know what's going on right now. And the best thing is that in the very state that you're feeling now, you still got enough knowledge to get in the game. Thank you so much again, Mr. A. Let me show you the last product that is connected to all of our different products inside the academy. Because imagine, you might think, well, Maren, are you going to be calling me up every day, to let me know what to buy, what to sell? No, I'm not. Just be real with you. I'm not going to be calling you up every day. You know why? Because we have a whole TV network. A whole TV network with live trading rooms where people are telling you what to buy and what to sell all day. So if you like the scanner, you can just go straight to the channel with the scanner. Let's test that theory. Let's test that theory. So here you go. FRX harmonics is the first one. Oh, where's my mouse gone? So the first one says FRX harmonics, right? So that takes us to a whole TV channel with all these different 6- and 7-figure educators. There's Manny, hold tight, Manny will be on one of his sessions tonight. And you can see now whatever your schedule is at work, whatever you do, you're able to actually plan your day around it. And the best thing is, even if you miss a session, you can go back and watch it. Everything's recorded. So when it's live, the person in this box will actually be live, talking to you, showing you how. In fact, all they're doing is making their money, and you just get to sit in with them and do what they do. And at the bottom, they have recorded sessions, they have favorite sessions. Look at this. All different things. If you wanted to know particularly how to do something, it's telling you all the answers. And this man, he's got a whole boot camp, which is what we're going to be doing today. Academy boot camp 1, 2, 3, 4, guys, and you can watch. I'll show you some of my favorites. And this is for digital, this is for gold, this is for oil, this is for all the different things that you can actually trade in the money markets. We even have a TV channel for e-commerce, which is just the buy and sell of goods. Look, we've got a whole channel where people show us the products that are trending. Go to FRX. Let's go to FRX. In fact, oh yeah, no, FRX, because it's the FRX course today. I'll show you one of my favorite FRX teachers. This amazing woman of God, Dr. Kathy Kirkland, a whole pastor that has the Ecclesiastics 11:1 strategy, named after the scripture that says it is good to enter into foreign trade. I'm going to just go on the last session that she did, because every session, those who know Dr. K, she is a dream catcher. She comes on with a worship music. Gotta love it. Let me show you how easy it is. Okay, so let's go ahead and forward session. So look at this. Look what she's writing on the screen, guys. Remember them words? Remember stop loss? Remember take profit? Remember the ABCs, 1, 2, 3s? She's writing it on the screen. She's telling you exactly what she's identified with her expertise. Her story is that she grew $40 to hundreds of thousands. That's her story. And now,
it's a quarter till. I may stay on here longer to make up my time.
Hopefully you guys can hear me. I know when they
5, 6.
Let me forward it. So just a quick example on the screen, guys. You can see that she's telling you where to enter, where to exit. And she's staying on with you. And you can actually communicate with her. There's a chat. There's a live chat where you can actually ask her questions. If you've got issues, you can type them in there. Oh, German 30, those indices. I want to hear her take, US 30. Let's hear her take some profits. She's quite funny. She's like your auntie.
Your lot size depending on your balance. And when I put one trade in, for an example, if I got a GER 30, I got it in all 7 accounts off of me typing it in one place.
She just gave you some free game right there.
Then
one trade, 7 different accounts. That means she took profit on the same trade 7 times.
Oh, we're going to get this money.
Yes, we are going to get this money. You hear us?
Okay, how many else was on the boot camp? How many has been
So that's enough. I could literally listen to Dr. K all day. Like, she's always taking profit. Someone drop ones in the chat if this made a little bit more sense. Someone drop ones in the chat if you would love to have access to a whole network, a whole TV network that is showing you daily what to buy, what to sell, when to do it. You know, you might be used to watching the Ratchet Housewives of Atlanta, or I don't know, Family Fortune. I don't know what's on TV. I know that when I'm at home, none of those TV channels are putting money in my pocket. So I watch the things that make me money. Like right now, I'm watching that Ethereum pumping up to the sky. $200 crypto challenges. I'm sure you caught that buy before. It is looking absolutely beautiful. It looks like a stairway to heaven right now. It's shooting up so high. But let's stay focused. Because the truth is that not all education is created equally, right? Not all education is created equally. But we do know that traditionally we are used to paying for our education, normally in bulk. So you don't normally get to go to school and pay off, month by month. You normally have to go and get, a student loan to pay for the whole entire year, right? Well, the great thing about Rich University is that you can pay in installments. So this right here, you can see that there are courses now. There's courses on investments at, you know, like Oxford, Cambridge, Harvard, Bitcoin courses that will cost you like traditional. In fact, this is cheap. This is $3,000 a term, right? And I think it's like a 6-month course. Whereas inside the Rich University partnered with I Am Academy, we actually have the option. Let's show you. So when somebody sends you a link today, this is what it's going to look like. This is exactly what it's going to look like. So let's just move this out of the way. So guys, you have the option to get that academy that I've shown you, which is the single academy. And we have many other single academies. You'll be doing other masterclasses on the other single academies also. But if you just wanted to know about general currency, if you just wanted access to that one tool I've shown you, the scanner, and if you just wanted access to the TV channels that are related to the scanner and related to Forex, then for $234 one time, or $234.95, let's call it $235, right? One time, that gets you access. That gets you access to the tools, that gets you access to the software, the different apps, the TV channels, gets you access to Mr. A, gets you on Manny's bootcamp session in less than an hour, right? It gets you access to Dr. China Bethley, who is our rich CEO. We get mentorship from her directly, okay? Basically, $235 gets you in. But each month you also pay a subscription payment so that you can stay connected to all those tools and services. I mean, look, this is a $6.7 trillion market. Okay, let's not play with it. Let's call what it is. If you break this down daily, this is $4.50. It's a cup of a coffee. The cup of a coffee. It's the price of a cup of coffee. This is lunch money, the money that we're spending anyway. Like, I don't know how much your cable bill is, your T-Mobile bill, but there's not a lot of things that we invest in or that we spend our money. It's not really an investment because it doesn't really pay us back. Yeah, you get some entertainment, but do you get further ahead? Remember the beginning of this masterclass, we were trying to find, well, how do you make money? How do you multiply money? How do you make your money grow? We just watched what we just did actually was actually from £1. So when we saw that those trades growing, that was from £1. You're able to grow your money exponentially. We have so many testimonies. We've already gone over time. I don't want to go overdo it. But what we have, which is my favorite option, if you're somebody like me who goes to the buffet, stacks your plate high, and says, "Look, Maren, I need all the help I can get. Okay, I don't have a lot of time, right? Yeah, the academy looks great, but I need the answers. I need the answers today, okay? And I don't want to be locked out of any channels, okay? When I'm at the buffet, I want the spring rolls, I want the wasabi, I want everything. I want the sushi. Like, give me the lot. Give me the lot. Well, if that's you, first of all, you're, a woman or a man after my own heart, but you actually get every single academy, the FRX Academy that on its own is $235. The HFX Academy that on its own is $235. So that would be, if you got them both, you're already over $500. The DCX Academy, where you get access to what I'm looking at right now, which is a beautiful Ethereum trade. You get access to all these add-ons, Swipe Coin, Swipe Trades, Vibrata, Gold Cup. You don't know what these words are. Just know every time you add on, you're adding on more money. The great thing is that you can add these on a la carte, but we always know that retail versus wholesale, we know the value when you buy things in bulk. So if you added on 2 of those, you're already at the elite pricing anyway, because guys, you get a whopping discount today. Somebody say today, when you enroll into our academy, you get a discount of $659.36. That's for getting all 3 in one. All of those academies, all those tools, all of the software, all of the educators. You get actually these apps on your phone. The apps is what? Copy, paste, and profit. I think someone dropped it in the chat before, where you're constantly getting text messages for your phone. Buy gold, sell gold, buy oil, sell Bitcoin, buy Ethereum. Somebody just dropped, who's on here? I might have to get a testimony from somebody to do with our 200 challenge, boy, our 200 Bitcoin challenge. In fact, let me just stay on track, because we've got to get off. We've got Mr. A's class. We've gone way over time. So, guys, as great as value as that is, so for in the UK, by the way, for those of my British participants, that's like 240 quid. 240 quid. and less than 200 quid to stay connected every single month. That's chump change. It's actually, to me, I think it's insulting, because we go and we pay what, 10K a year in education. You know, we pay, so say at the minimum 30K after you've done your 3 years, right? And that's maybe to even make an extra 30K, right, on your job, possibly, you know, to maybe go and get a PhD so you can be a doctor. There's no guarantee at the end of your the courses that you do, but what's guaranteed is that you have to pay for it. So the loan that you took out, whether you decide to, you know, work in that field or not, some of you might be in that space right now. Drop ones in the chat if you're still paying out student loan debt and you don't even work in that field, right? You don't even work in that field. So what I love about this is that this gives the average person access, the single mother, the student, the busy professional, the person who doesn't have the lump sum. All in, you can pay it all off in one go. It will be like about 1,500 quid. It's really not that big of a deal when we're talking about having access to $6.7 trillion a day. There's no course that anyone studied where the salary is even 1 trillion. Trillion is 100 billion. Like, this is, people can't even write the number of trillion, and you get access to all of that. That all being said, I really think the academy is mad, but you know, not all digital currency is created equally. In fact, we have members like Floyd Mayweather, members like Bob Proctor, who are partnered with our academy, who use our products, tools, and services. People that, you know, understand value, people who, you know, are not shy when it comes to making billions. And it gives you, when was the last time you were able to buy the same things that Floyd Mayweather bought? Just, you know, I'll wait. Even though that is great value, still pennies on the dollar, this academy gives you a scholarship. From day one, you qualify to get what we call the 2 and 3 scholarship, where you, if you have two, just two, any two, doesn't matter who, doesn't matter whether you know them or don't know them, you literally might be on this call right now with your cousin and your sister. You literally through this whole call might have been thinking, do you know what, my nephew will be good at this. He's always on the computer game all day. You know, I wonder if he knows about MetaTrader 4. I wonder if he knows that he can push a few buttons and learn this game to actually grow some money. He needs something to do. It's always, you know, messing around in the house. You know, maybe it's your, you know, one of your friends that maybe they've just been dealt a tough set of cards. Maybe they've been locked up in jail and now they can't even get work if they wanted to. You know, they've been blockbusted out of the game. But whether you've been jail or Yale, the great thing about this university, it doesn't discriminate. There's no background checks. You don't have to have any qualifications. Don't worry. It's definitely levels the playing field, equal opportunity. So if you were to enroll and then you were to have those two people to stay active with you and learn with you, so they're getting the same thing you're getting. You know, they're getting access to $6.7 trillion a day. They're getting access to 7 and 8 figure earners. They're getting access to the money tools, to the alerts, to all the different academies. Even we go on trips. We've got so many different things. I mean, I'm getting excited. I'm not even finishing my sentences. There's just a plethora. Trading plans that grow your money 10% a day. Like mansion excursions. We literally just came back from a mansion in January and another mansion in December. We've had yacht parties. I've been to South Africa, Dubai, Caribbean, you know, with Rich University. It is a rich experience. This is a whole lifestyle. Welcome to the right side of wealth, right? Guys, you actually, in theory, could just pay your $300 today and never have to pay a subscription payment again. And we actually have a very tight system to help you do that day one, to help you qualify for that. So all I've got to ask now is who's next? Who is next? Who is ready to get on the money train? Who is ready to stop exchanging their time for money and have money work for them? We all said yes to digital currency. We said yes to Forex. We said yes to having our money work for us. We said yes to the harmonic scanner. We said yes to the TV. Yes, yes, yes. And the reason why we said yes, in fact, it was bigger than us. At first, it was just about me, I'll be honest. But then I realized that I had to be the change I want to see. I realized that there was no me, there was no representation. When I think of, you know, foreign exchange, when you think of trading, you think of older, crustier, paler-faced individuals. And I wanted to show people who look like me from my city that yes, it's possible. Yes, queen. Yes, you can rise up. Yes, you can be in control of your own finances. No, you don't have to have people dictate to you. When the rug was pulled from under me, I had to choose. I had to choose whether I was going to buy electric or I was going to go and buy groceries. And I didn't want to be in that position again. And when I knew what I knew, when I knew that the same bank where I was struggling to put my money in, they were taking it out and making thousands, hundreds of thousands, and giving me a measly 0.00001%. I was mad, so mad that I had to make a decision that I didn't understand, but I let not on my own understanding, because I understood that if nothing changes, nothing changes, and I had to do something different to get a different result. Guys, if that's you tonight, then I say reach back out to the person who invited you tonight. Reach back out and say, do you know what? I'm ready. I got bits and bobs of it. I didn't understand it all, and that's okay. I didn't understand it all. But what I did is I connected. I connected to the mentorship. I connected to the plan. I got in the vehicle that took me from A to Z. And I'm so glad I said yes. I said yes because I said yes, my mom was able to say yes. My dad was able to say yes. My sisters, my aunties, my cousins, people through my yes now were also able to have access to what I had access to. So guys, that's the end of the masterclass. Thank you so much for coming. It's been a pleasure. And I hope to see you on the inside at the top, because it's way, way, way too crowded at the bottom. Have a great rest of your Tuesday evening. And I'll hopefully see you on Mr. A's bootcamp in less than an hour. Take care, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.